Welcome back to the Cossy Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy. Welcome back to a brand new video. The Premier League is back, and that means we can watch Arsenal every single week. However, we still have a big question. What is Arsenal's best 11 going into the new campaign? Thomas Partey is still here. Edin Ketia is still here. Reece Nelson is still here. And that means that Mikel Arteta has a decision to make. Does he integrate these players into the starting 11? Or does he keep them out of the starting 11 just like he did last campaign? And I think for Mikel Arteta this season, and Arsenal as well, is we are going to see a lot more patterns than we saw last campaign. So, for example, Ricardo Calafiori coming in means that we can see a little bit of changes in the back line. If we sign Mikel Merino, that will be another change in midfield. And if we sign a player like Victor Gyökeres, we will see other combinations and other changes on the front line as well. So what we're going to do in this video is very, very simple, but also very, very complicated. We are going to put together Arsenal's best 11 with transfers and without transfers as well. But also importantly, I want us to give a little bit of a preview on each and every player that is at Arsenal right now. What do you expect out of them? What do I expect out of them? And why are some players really fortunate and lucky to be at Arsenal, and why are some players unfortunate because whether they are here or not, they will not be playing football for Arsenal this campaign. So hit the like button, subscribe to the channel as well, and let's get into Arsenal's best 11 this season. So in goal, it's going to be David Raya. There's no question about that. I don't have to say much about him. But in terms of a little bit of a preview on him, I think if you're Raya, you're looking to better what you did last campaign. And it's going to be a little bit of pressure on him here because as a player, you've come into a very good Arsenal side and you've made them better. It is so hard to beat the record that David Raya set last campaign, most clean sheets. I mean, anything less than best goalkeeper in the league is like a decline. But for me, the most important part of Raya is about his game, especially in possession, helping us out play out from the back. He's very confident as a goalkeeper, and this season, as Arsenal look to be even more confident, even more cohesive, he's going to be an integral part of Mikel Arteta. So Raya, I expect him to do well. I don't expect any disappointments in him. Now, at the beginning of the season, hear me out. At the beginning of the season, we are going to see this man, Alexander Zinchenko. And Alexander Zinchenko getting the new shirt number 17 signifies a lot. It means, one, that he's going to stay. Otherwise, you don't get a new shirt number if you're not going to stay at Arsenal. So he's going to stay at the club. But also, importantly, I think he's going to be among the important players for Mikel Arteta. And hence why the signing of Ricardo Calafiori is very, very important. Yes, we've said, Calafiori replaces Zinchenko into the starting 11. That might not be the case 100%. We could see Calafiori and Zinchenko on the same pitch. But in the earlier parts of the season, maybe the first 3 games, against Villa, against Brighton, and against Wolves, we will see Alexander Zinchenko start the campaign. But I'm going to make this bold prediction. I don't think he will be as important as he has been in his first 2 seasons. I think Ricardo Calafiori, Julian Timber, Jakub Kiwior, and Tomiyasu all being at Arsenal, they just reduce his level of importance. And I also think that the number of minutes he's getting from Mikel Arteta are going to start to drop a little bit. Gabriel Magalhaes, I'm one of the few lumpens that have thought Gabriel Magalhaes could actually drop. Why did I even think of that? Like, it's so stupid from me. Gabriel is getting better and better and better. And I think we will see some games where he plays alongside Julian Timber, and then we will see other games where he plays alongside Timber, and then White, and then Timber tucks into right back. Gabriel is so important to this Arsenal backline because he is the veteran, and he's so young, by the way, but he's the veteran, he's the leader, he's the older player in that backline. You can see him, he's becoming a bit of a leader, is becoming an important player, and is among those players that you can trust now. Should I say that before I regret it? I'm gonna say it. I think I can trust Gabriel Magalhaes now more than I could trust him last season or even the season before that. So with Gabriel, I think for him this season signifies a consolidation of his position at Arsenal. We have had the talks are ongoing between Arsenal and him to give him a new deal. That already shows you how important he is. I don't think he's gonna drop out of the 11. I think he might play lesser games, maybe 29, maybe 28 games as compared to the previous 3 seasons, but I think he will be an important player for Arsenal, and that is not going to change. Now, William Saliba. I don't know what with William Saliba. I don't know. I think I can see him play all games, right? And this is because of the Mikel Arteta syndrome. Mikel just loves to play his best players in every single game. The players that I know will rest, and the players that I know will play every single game. Raya has a chance of playing every single game, at least Premier League, FA, and Champions League. Saliba has the chance to play every single game, Premier League, FA, and Champions League. Rice has the potential to play every single game, and Saka and Odegaard. So I think Saliba is so important to Mikel that he just can't envision a team without William Saliba. And I think he's going to be, again, one of the best defenders in the Premier League, but also the most important defender at Arsenal once again. Then at right back, obviously, it's going to be Benjamin White. And again, White has been really, really good when he's been called upon. I think Mikel Arteta will be very happy with this signing. 50 million, we all said, what are we doing? But I think Mikel Arteta, that was the first sign. And we all missed it, by the way. But that was the first sign for Mikel Arteta to tell us, I know what I'm doing. Can you calm the hell down? So for me, Ben White in that back line, I cannot wait to see him this campaign. Now, in terms of a few changes and in terms of few option for rotation, obviously, Ricardo Calafiori will be coming into the team at left back and also, centre back. We expect that. So probably Gabi could rest a little bit, in a few games. Julien Timber is going to be another very important player. But I think most importantly, he will be playing and exchanging positions with White. So we'll see Timber at right back lots of the time and left back as well lots of the time as well. So if Mikel Arteta is to make a couple of changes, you expect Timber and Calafiori to be the players that get much more minutes than any other player that is not starting in this back line. Now, I fear for Kivio, I fear for Tomiyasu, because as I know Mikel Arteta, he's going to have Timber, Calafiori as backups to the back line. And if you're Kivio and Tomiyasu and you have a chance to get a deal out of Arsenal, negotiate that deal right now. Otherwise, things don't look very, very good. Okay? So let's move into the midfield. The midfield sorts itself out. We all thought Thomas Partey was about to leave, but Fabrizio did get his bearings right. So I think Partey is going to be the anchor man. He's going to be at the best of this midfield. And we all know what he can do when he plays in this position. He's a very good player in playing that single pivot. He's got the energy, he's got the engine, he's got the gas, he's got the technique, he's got the ability. What doesn't he have? Consistency, durability. Those are the two things that Partey doesn't have. So is he going to be consistent this season? I don't know. I mean, don't ask me, ask him. Is he going to be reliable this season? I don't know. But I think one of the things that Mikel Arteta could do, right, is that rotation between Partey and Declan Rice. It's going to be very, very important. One of them has to, Declan Rice definitely has to be playing in this position on a couple of occasions, just to allow Thomas Partey rest. So don't play Partey in every game. Don't play Partey in every game. So Partey's the preview for Partey is, can you stay fit? Because we know how good you are when you are there, but can you stay fit? And I also think Partey being reliable or being important is why Mikel Arteta decided to keep Jorginho into the team. And Jorginho is going to be a very, very important player, player for us. Because with Jorginho, what you've got is you've got experience, but you also got very, very good cover for Thomas Partey in terms of ball progression and also in terms of that, dictatorship at at the base of the midfield. So I think Partey will play more games than Jorginho, but he will be sharing with Declan Rice, and he will be sharing with Jorginho as well. Left 8, you have Ethan Nwaneri, but I think Declan Rice. Let's start off with Declan Rice right in this position, right? Left 8. I think Declan Rice will play more games in this position once again, more than any other player. Remember, there's a possibility of us introducing Mikel Merino. We'll talk about Merino in a minute. But I think our best 11 right now is with Declan Rice in the left half space in midfield, Partey as the anchorman. If I was to do a bit of expectation setting for Rice, he scored 8 last season and assisted 9. Can you better that? Yes, you can. Can you be more comfortable in that role? Yes, you can. And I want to see him go further forward. I want to see him start the season in that position with Partey behind him. It makes him confident. It makes him better. It makes him, trust in himself, and he also trusts the players around him, especially if you have Partey who's quick, who's energetic, physical, playing behind him. So Declan Rice in that position. I won't be surprised to see him play about 25 games just in this position alone. The captain, Martin Odegaard. Guys, I don't know. I would like to get your thoughts here. What are the expectations we have with Martin Odegaard? Because I want to say this. Odegaard has had 2 top seasons, but I feel like last season he gave up on that heavy ambition to score goals and to create chances as well. Listen, with creativity, I don't blame him. I think he's creating those big chances, he's creating those moments, but he just doesn't have a finisher. And I think with Martin Odegaard, the preview for him would be, can Arsenal get him a finisher this campaign? But at least let him go back to at least 13 goals and around 7 assists. That's 20 goal contributions for Martin Odegaard in this position. It will be okay. I think Arsenal will continue to depend and, pivot our attacks on the right-hand side. So, again, Odegaard is going to be very, very crucial. Of course, on the right, it's going to be Saka. We've been talking about Odegaard, so we might as well talk about Saka as well. On the right, it's going to be Saka. Now, for Saka, the preview for him is that he had a very good season, one of the best seasons he has ever had. Is he looking to maintain that level, or is he looking to better that? And as he looks to maintain or better that, can he handle the pressure of, I did very well last campaign, I had over 30 goal contributions, I have to be better. Can he handle, both of them at the same time? The ambition, which is good, but also the pressure, which might actually affect his season. But I think if you're looking for that important Arsenal player, it's going to be Saka, right? I mean, we all know he's going to be important. He is as important as you can never imagine. On the left wing, we've got to ask an important question. Who starts on the left wing? Is it Gabriel Martinelli or is it Trossard? For me, at the moment, it's got to be Tross, right? At the moment, it's got to be Trossard. He's been the outstanding player, in my opinion. He's been the one that has looked like lively, and it's the one that fills me with a lot of confidence. I'm not saying Martinelli, shouldn't appear here. He should, but at the moment, Trossard makes me feel confident, and then Kai Havertz up top. So with Trossard, with Trossard and the players up top, Gabriel Martinelli is going to be a key factor with Gabriel Jesus coming into there. With Gabriel Jesus, obviously, he's a good cover for Saka. That's number one. But then he's a very, very good cover for Trossard as well. And Kai Havertz. So he plays across the front line. With Gabriel Martinelli, I kind of feel like he's going to be playing more as, a backup player. Or he's going to be playing as a starter. And then Trossard a backup for him on the left-hand side. But he's got to compete to show the manager that he deserves to be there. There are a few mentions I want to talk about. One is Mikel Merino. I think Mikel Merino coming in, he comes in late, so we are not going to see him in the early parts of the campaign. but we will see his importance as the team progresses into December and November. November has around 4 games for us in the Premier League, 3 or 4 games, but we have around 2 or 3 games as well in the Champions League. So it's going to be hectic as you cannot imagine. Fabio Vieira, I don't know. Like, guys, talk to me about Fabio Vieira. Listen, I like the lad, I like the boy, but I just don't have the confidence. I just don't have the confidence in him. And then Ethan Nwaneri, we will see Ethan Nwaneri lots of the time, but I don't think we are going to see him at the rate at which people want. Like, to see him every game. I mean, you have the likes of Fabio Vieira ahead of him. He's not going to be playing every game. I think our best player this season will be Saka. I think we'll get back to that level. I think our most improved player this season will be... I want to go Fabio Vieira, but I'm going to go Gabriel Martinelli. I'm going to go with Gabriel Martinelli. I'm going to predict this. Gabriel Martinelli is going to have a bad start to the campaign, and then he will finish off well. So I'm going to say most improved player, especially from last season. I'm going to go with Gabriel Martinelli. Top scorer. It's between Gabriel Jesus and Kai Havertz. And I think one of them has got to convince the manager that he's the one. But I'm going to still go with Kai Havertz as the most, as the top scorer, right? Most important player. Let's go with William Saliba. I mean, it could be Declan Rice, couldn't it? It could be Declan Rice. Most important player. Plays at DM. No, let's go with Rice. Let's go with Rice. I think Rice will play in more position and more games than any other player this season. So most important player, Declan Rice.